jealous.
Come on now, subscribe.
Yes.
Come on now, subscribe.
Yes. Do you know what? I slept funny last night, so like my neck is. I didn't even realise my neck was stiff until like, I was at work.
I know you can say you didn't realise your neck was your neck. That's how stiff you were.
I didn't realise I had a neck. If I only had a neck. It's the Wizard of Oz remake. If I only had a neck, I could reverse my car off the drive and feel like I was totally alive if I only had a neck.
God.
No,
Another movie I need to rewatch.
I was at work and then like I turned around, I was like, fucking hell. that hurts.
Jesus. That was like the pain of Vietnam
Oh,
and
the
the
pain.
weight of carrying everyone's
of
co-workers on your
Vietnam.
neck and shoulders. Oh, God. Not again.
Never heard it described as the pain of Vietnam. But hello and welcome to Never Podcast episode 218.
18, yeah.
Still, I mean, a bit of a drop off from the weird influx of viewers, but we're still, above the tens. That's good.
Double digits.
I am George.
I'm Connor.
And we are two people that talk about pop culture because it's never been done before.
And not with a stiff neck.
Not with jolly good.
Or maybe with a stiff neck. Who knows?
The necks aren't the only thing that's stiff.
Oh.
It's the opinions. We got stiff opinions. Big old
Firm.
Big old firm opinion. Well, can that be the new intro?
Big old
Big
firm
old firm
opinion.
opinions. Big throbbing opinions. How are you, good sir?
Well, I haven't got an opinion at the minute.
I haven't got an opinion, but I've got a stiff neck. I got a stiff one.
I'm stiff all over.
It's not wrong.
It's just the age. It's
the
the
age.
Carled mutation.
Is it the fact that we're just both slowly,
Materialising
whittling
into
away
fouls.
our finite
Into-
time
into-
before the grave?
into fouls? And then before we evolve into the Carleds to become encased in metal tubing called the Dalek.
In the fact of the Carlas and the Thals, why do the Thals
Got crossed the road?
The Daleks? The Daleks are an allegory of the Nazis.
Right, yeah.
So
they were.
why are the Thals all blonde-haired, blue-eyed?
True.
Because Hitler liked that.
Yeah, that was Hitler's kink.
That was
That was his
his-
speciality. That was
that's
his,
the stuff he liked.
no, that was his niche. That was his
niche.
dream. His niche.
Oh.
His
Niche.
niche market.
Niche market.
Yeah, niche.
Oh god, my fucking neck. Honestly.
It won't just be your neck aching by the time the end of
Yes,
this
it'll
episode.
be all your opinions will ache all over.
Whether you like it or not.
You don't even know what a stiff neck is, do you, Perry?
Oh, but Ace is going to find out when
Ace is
October
there, yeah. Ace-
is it October the 13th for rumoured date? I don't know. Jumping straight in, unprofessional.
All they've done, coming soon.
Coming
the Doctor Who Twitter account
Yeah.
and social media accounts in general, because everyone's like, is this show, is it still happening?
Well, yeah,
And
I
they
question
sent
it
out,
every day.
sent out a post. Power of the Doctor, coming soon, which we knew that.
Ta-da!
We've seen that image.
Yeah.
Anything else? And then they did the high-res images are taken from that leak of the Doctor Who magazine issue Thursday just gone, I think.
Right. Okay.
At the lovely interview with Sacha Dhawan by all accounts, so I want to try and pick that up because it looks lovely.
Absolutely lovely.
And Sacha Dhawan's a nice... Sacha Dhawan. The Cybermasters are back.
They're back.
They're back. They were in...
We're stiffer necks.
The stiffest
No,
of
I mean
neck.
wearing the weird
I
Time
think it's a
Lord
different.
turban
I think
thing.
I think the Time Lord collar is a different
Aw,
color. I think
oh.
it's black on silver instead of the weird rosy gold.
Because the rosy gold was like the homage to the
Burgundy.
classic-y ones, but
Yeah, 'cause
black
it had
and
like
gold,
the Time
black
Lord
and white.
colours,
Yeah.
and then it had the thing. But it looks like it's kind of integrated itself more, and that they've returned. Or there's at least one of them. Like that
okay.
one's the leader.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So they're all going to be red and gold, and he's going to be like the cyber leader for the Time Lord.
Well, no, it's just him with the collar,
stiff neck.
and then all the others are the really cool Cybermen design. And then it's just him as a Cybermaster. Well, it depends how many survive the explosion, because for the
Yeah,
first
true.
time in Doctor Who history, they just left a route out for the master. Well, second to Russell, because he was just like, and I'll leave this ring here, and someone will do this story
Someone
again.
will pick it up.
Jokes,
yeah.
it's me.
Oops.
Oops, I wrote it again. I
It
brought
was
back
on
Johnson.
purpose.
Who's that woman? It's not the Rani. Do you remember when
Oh,
a time
Jesus.
when, like, in New Who, where it'd just be like every female character, it's the Rani. Is it the Rani?
I didn't think about that. Madam
That's our folks.
Padmador. Madam Pompadour.
Madame de Pom. There was I remember alright, I remember. This is Doctor Who.
I remember way back when.
I remember when my wife, Rose Leslie, auditioned to play the
On
Rani.
the other side of the wall. This is before we had the face
She
in
went.
the sky.
She went. You know nothing, John Sim. No, what was it?
She eat your heart out, John Sim.
So this was in the build up to A Good Man Goes to War, and it was a prediction for who River is. And this is without a doubt. It remains me forever. I can't find this video anymore. Like, it was an old.
Okay.
It was on like a handheld camera. The quality was shocking. This person was American. That's not an insult. This is
okay.
just how I
Yeah.
remember it.
Opinions, but yes.
And he had deduced. This gentleman had deduced that the identity of River Song
to be the Rani.
was no.
Oh.
I wish it was. I wish it was something like that, because he deduced that River Song was actually Miss Mercy Hartigan from the Next Doctor, because she got zapped
Yeah.
into the vortex, disintegrated. But she is none other than Miss Mercy Hartigan, and it's like, how the fuck have you got there?
Let me see what archives I can pull that out.
If it got like it's Rose or something, I would have been like, that's a bit more believable, because it's a why the fuck would Stephen get the villain from a one-off Doctor Who Christmas special in 2008 and go, that's that's the loose thread that Russell missed.
That is the real meaning of the bad wolf.
But we all know that River Song would have, like, her. So I don't know if you know this. So at the request of Stephen Moffat, Russell left Jenny alive at the end of The Doctor's Daughter, because Russell had plans for her, and it is said that a lot of his plans, not having sex with the Doctor, but a lot of the planned storyline stuff in terms of the interweave and stuff, and the like generational thing and finding out who she was
Gonna be with.
it was going to be Jenny, but then it got folded into River. Yeah, and then made into a romantic thing, which worked better.
Yeah,
because I think it would have been. We'd have been
so
like,
do you think?
it's Jenny.
So do you think the Mel's stuff and like Let's Kill Hitler, those sort of like mid?
I don't think there would.
have
I
been
don't
Jenny?
think. I don't. Yeah,
Or
I don't
like
think
an
there would have been
early
a lot
Jenny?
of that. I think you would have
No.
just had a thing of like them missing each other and trying to get in contact or whatever. It would have been a lot less of the. This is like, I don't think she would have turned out to have been like living with them or something. Well, she obviously couldn't have, because she was the Doctor's daughter. It wouldn't have become a thing of like, you named your daughter after your daughter. That was obviously all birthed out of
after
River.
Amy and Rory. Do you think Jenny would have been River's mum or some weird timeception? What the fuck kind of twist like that?
I think it would have just been them meeting in the wrong order, because it was obviously predominantly for Series 5, and then having the character of River, then you obviously would develop those ideas, those storylines, and
onwards.
That stuff into when she was best used, which was I still where I sit on River.
What
not
was
a,
her
not,
best
not,
episode?
not she's not too comfy. She's a bit bony, stiff opinions. No, my opinion of River Song is that she is used best at the very beginning
Series
and
5.
sort of at the end of her whole character thing.
Right.
Like, so I like whimsical, wise, older River. She's been like, you can tell, like
She's been through
she's
shit.
been through shit.
And Big Finish
when
box
you
sets.
first, before the Big Finish.
Yeah.
Like series when we first meet her, that's like, we never get back to that, and it becomes a thing of like, she's got to be more like flirtatious and sexy. Like Series 5, I think, is still a bit more of a leap, because obviously you're working backwards in her timeline, so she's more akin to her appearance in Silence of the Library in Time of Angels, so it's kind of closer. But as you get more wibbly, and then instead of it going in a straight line, it just goes.
It goes wobbly.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Like when you get to Let's Kill Hitler, you're kind of like, and where
are we? When are we?
I-
Who are we?
And ironically, like, what was it, like fucking 4 years earlier, we're like, I'm going to need a bigger flowchart. But so like, I like her. I really like her. I've grown to like it more. I really like her use in Name of the Doctor as a data ghost, because that's sweet. Because that is basically, that's her post.
Yeah, post
Silence
Science
of the
Library. Yeah, that's like her final chronological appearance, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because technically it goes Husband's River Song, Science of the Library, Name of the Doctor would be that would be
Yeah.
in terms of her personal timeline.
Timeline. Yeah.
So, like that's what I really like that because
Use.
that's back to her. That's Alex Kingston playing her, older, wiser, classier. Still, obviously, Alex Kingston, very good-looking woman.
Yeah.
Very great sexual chemistry with
And
Matt
that isn't
Smith.
and that isn't a stiff opinion. Well, it
No.
might be depending on the
Could
context.
be, check back again later. Like obviously her and Matt Smith, that was that whole romantic that was
Yeah.
the crux of it. Like you got the only thing that makes the problem is like it was inferred that she spent more time with David Tennant and other doctors, and apart from Science of the Library, she's never met him again on the screen.
No, exactly.
I don't know-
Audio's
I
on the
don't-
other
I don't
hand.
know because at that
Yeah.
point, I know at that point she hadn't met David again in Big Finish by the time Husband's River Song. By the time
No.
that story had ended, it had only ever
Literally,
been-
her and David Tennant met literally like a year
Yesterday.
or two ago. Yesterday in the COVID years, yeah, like because every day was yesterday for the last 2 years. But yeah, that was literally
It's
since
quite
COVID.
poetic and quite sad. Every day was
yesterday.
Carry
Sa-
all over your anus. Delish.
Now that sounds like a special title for a centenary special as opposed to Power of the Doctor. Every day was yesterday.
Mm.
Also referring to the fact that she's going to go, but then every day for her, all
Well, yeah,
He-
it's
she
always
will be
like
yesterday.
I'm always meeting in the wrong order. She's
Mm.
one step closer, he's one step further away. That whole thing was great. River Song, a character that
character.
I like.
yeah, I like.
Si-
And one of the few mysteries, like post meeting you and going from
Post meeting me.
Matt Smith, oh, he dickhead, he's nicked my doctor, to actually discovering him and being like, oh, him. So River and Amy and Rory, they were like the two big question marks that I missed. And in,
They're the
and
big
in the
thing,
end
'cause you'd
of
kind
Clara,
of seen
well,
Clara a
beginning
bit.
of Clara,
Yeah.
beginning of Clara,
Yeah.
yeah, definitive. But I had watched Assignment of the Daleks and the Snowmen, but then didn't realise that.
Oh, this is
she
different.
was-
There's a thing. There's a lead
And then
in.
Bella St. John was like my return back in 2013. That's when I was like, I have seen this chick before. And the audience wants us to think I've seen this chick before. And that's kind of when I didn't realise that Amy and Rory met their fate. And then Clara got introduced. I thought I'd missed a whole year worth of episodes. And then she got introduced.
Oh, seriously. Oh, there's a great debate, and Will be fucking shouting at the screen as we speak that there is a great debate to be had about Series 7.
Oh, yeah.
He
I'm
quite
even
likes it.
missing
It's
Mash.
definitely the weakest Matt Smith episode. Like we say all the time with Doctor Who, because, hi, this is a podcast
Which
where we
is the
try
weak-
not to talk about Doctor Who.
The weakest Matt Smith at which one? Which is
I
the
would say
weakest?
7 is the weakest Matt Smith series.
Oh, you said that one episode in 7 was the weakest. I'll say, what would you... Okay, out of Series 7, what's your weakest,
What's my
least
weakest?
favourite, pointless episode?
I hate Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. With a
Yes.
passion.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pointless because it doesn't
Yeah.
end up happening anyway.
No.
But
It gets undone.
Ashley Waters is a great actor.
Mm.
Fucking shit script he's given, and all the characters, all the brothers. It's like, this is terrible. Like, because obviously, like, people are influenced a lot by what they watch and stuff like that, and a lot of people, there is a whole brigade on Twitter that will argue that no, you shouldn't have these Doctor Who opinions, which is, it's a show that has, near at this point in time, 59 years worth of history.
59 years worth of opinions.
Well, 58 and a bit, and nearly
Right.
59. But
Right, okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
you've got that much, and it, like we say, everything comes in cycles, almost
It
like
does.
fashion. Like, who'd have thought we'd be excited for Colin Baker and the excitement for his box sets coming out.
Opinions
stuff
change
like
over
that.
time, yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
And
Yeah.
stuff does change over time, especially like when you're in it. Like from when I was in it watching
Weekly.
like the Matt Smith era, my opinions like strongly one way or the other have softened or hardened in certain way. Like it is like with all media that you watch at certain points in your life, because obviously you age, you grow up, your sense of
we become more attuned with the
yeah,
living
your-
force
I
all
think,
around
yeah,
us.
your palette and
Yeah.
like what you are into, and your sort of like plethora of knowledge within like storytelling and what appeals to you is
Yeah,
a lot
it
more
does.
refined and things like
Oh,
that.
definitely, yeah.
But there's a whole brigade of people that is like that staunchly defend 7B especially, and 7 as a whole, saying that it's a lot better than anyone gives it credit for. I think it's the most mixed bag, because there's bits in it I really like.
There's highs, but there are lows in Series 7.
Great low, and I think it's at the point where it's the juggling act of Moffat. He's doing Sherlock, he's doing Doctor Who, 50th anniversary is coming up. He's got to do Sherlock again.
Yeah.
He didn't really seem like... It's at that point where you kind of
Committed to
thought...
either party.
Yeah, he kind of should have stepped back from... I would have been happy if he'd have stepped back from Doctor Who and done less episodes over the year. Basically, if he'd have come in at the beginning of Series 7 and gone, this is where we're starting, this is where I want to end, I'll do the first one, the last one, and I'll write out Amy and Rory, and I'll do Bells of St. John. The rest...
Yeah, exactly. Up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Because that's the only real issue with... I wouldn't even say it's a major issue. That's the only real issue with Series 1 is the fact that Russell writes like 8 or 9 of them.
Mm.
And it's kind of like once he and like part of the reason he left is because he had to do so much to have a keen eye over it in terms of, you know, the arc, then having that match to the spin-offs. It's why I think he wrote like 3 or 4 stories max of Sarah Jane.
Yeah, right.
Are
they the Doctor two-parters?
I think he
No?
did both Doctor ones.
Mm.
I think he did the pilot,
Right.
and I think there's one more. I'm not
Somewhere,
100%.
Somewhere, yeah, somewhere.
I do need to rewatch Sarah Jane. It is overdue. And we talked with he contributed the pilot.
Right.
I think he did series 1 finale. He didn't do a lot for series 2 because he basically gave it to Chibnall.
Right. Okay.
And then he did all of Miracle Day bar. No,
Like one
he
of
did.
them?
He did 3 episodes of Miracle Day. One of them was co-written,
Right.
and he did first, last of Miracle Day, and then
Bits
one in the middle, maybe, or co-written. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hot
But-
facts.
But obviously,
Yeah.
like in Doctor Who, he was writing at probably like 5 or 6.
At a time. Yeah.
So he'd say like on average, first episode, 2-part finale, sometimes 3 in terms of series 3.
Yeah.
He'd be doing all the Christmas specials, so that kind of
Right.
made a bridge of where
That
you
was an
get like a
extra.
run of like 4 or 5 in a row that would just rustle. So, which isn't a bad thing.
No,
It's just
no.
always important to, like if it's your era and you're doing it, it's important to have your creative authority and stuff through it. But you can do that whilst giving other people a voice, which I think
Exactly.
Moffat didn't
Opportunity
really
to grow.
get good at.
No.
I think until the Capaldi era.
Right. Yeah. It
But even then,
feels,
it was.
feels more.
I think he also kind of did it in reverse because series 5 he was really good at like dictating. I think the balance of that is great. He wrote enough of it. Other people wrote enough. You had Gatiss do some. You had I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think Toby Whithouse did Vampires of Venice.
Right. Yeah.
You had other people in there.
Mm.
You had, I think it was more of a plethora in Series 6 because you had like Stephen Graham and not Stephen Graham, fucking
Stephen Merchant. No, I'll say wrong.
so
Stephen.
one of them.
Yeah.
Some like other people writing things like that, but then kind of went into no, I got to have over this because he was obviously doing Sherlock at the same time, and then Series 8 into 9 rolls around and he gets a bit more sort of lenient and mainly bringing back like the likes of Toby Whithouse and that, and I think Series 10 is the best balance of the new voices because at that point New Who had been going on for so long, but
Yeah, Moffat, Gatiss, Moffat, Toby Whithouse, Simon Nye, Chris Chibnall. This is just series 5.
okay. Oh yeah, Chibnall
Richard-
did the 2-parter.
Yeah, Richard Curtis did Vincent and the Doctor.
Like, and Doctor Who's had some great one-off writers. Maybe we should do a thing one day of because
like-
Robert Shearman only did
Did
Dalek,
Dalek.
and
That's
he's
a crime. Yeah,
honestly.
that's a crime.
but I love and even
Did Eurus Lynn come back? Because he did Unquiet Dead, or was it?
Eurus Lynn was a director,
Right. Yeah, okay.
so he was
Yeah.
not even with that like the creative because I've been less. I think the only real director that we got to know and have a flavour for and was a constant through
Yeah.
the Moffat era. In the end, was Rachel Talali.
Right. Okay.
And that was only in the Capaldi era because you had sort of the carryover from the Russell into that. Because Euros Lynn, like you said, was as early as The Unquiet Dead was his first one, and he did End of Time Part 1 and 2. Like he was entrusted with that.
Okay.
So because the specials, you had James Strong, who was a very prominent director in Russell's era, did Planet of the Dead. Graham Harper did Waters of Mars, and then so it was kind of like you had like your best 3, Russell's most like 3 trusted
Acclaimed
directors.
three. Yeah.
Do all those
The big 3.
stuff like that. So
Okay.
whereas like you only really had Talali because in the early Moffat ones you had Toby Haynes. I think was probably my favourite director of the Matt Smith era because he did 5 back-to-back bangers. He did Pandora Opens, The Big Bang, Christmas Carol, Possible Astronaut, Day of the Moon. That was all him.
Oh, fair enough.
Fuck.
Even the ice cream man likes that. Oh yes, Toby Haynes, get your Toby Haynes.
Get your Toby Haynes. He directed The Musketeers on BBC One. Capaldi was in it. Then he got cast as the Doctor.
Who would have thinked it?
Like there's really great. If we could do a thing, would anyone be up for that? This is you, the audience. That I know we're 20 minutes. in,
You,
we're just
Johnny Campbell,
we're just
and the
fucking
audience.
waffling about Doctor Who. and
Johnny
it's great.
Campbell, Vampires of Venice directed. Did he ever come back, Johnny
I
Campbell?
don't think so. Adam Smith did 11th Hour and Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone. Was the director of that?
well
Yep.
done, yeah.
Ah,
well
yeah,
done.
see,
Yeah, it's
knowledge.
really is.
That's from years of watching Doctor Who
Andrew
Confidential.
Gunn? Andrew Gunn?
was Victory of the Daleks.
Yeah, that and
He did another one.
yeah.
All right, so I'm guessing it's in the same, obviously, production block, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I'm going to go Series 5.
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
The
what
Lodger?
one- Huh?
is it Lodger?
No. That one is who's the
Vincent
Lodger?
and the Doctor.
No, that's Johnny Campbell. Oh, so Johnny Campbell did
He did both the
fucking
Croatian
Vampires
ones.
of Venice.
Yeah, he did both
and,
the ones shot in Croatia. That makes sense. They were filmed at the same time.
Lodger was Catherine Moorehead.
What other one did he do then?
Beast Below. The only other one we've not talked about.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense because it was the production cycle was Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone was the first ones that Matt Smith filmed. Then it was
Oh, well, that's in production order, is it? Because I don't even know.
because you can
Doctor
tell by the
production
haircut
order.
because they were the first.
Oh.
The first images released were from the set of in Wales when they filmed the beach stuff for Time of Angels when they first
Oh,
arrived.
fair enough.
So they do
Oh.
that, and then Adam Smith directs that. I
Hmm.
don't know if 11th Hour is right after it because you have I think you have that maybe Beast Below, then 11th Hour.
So, Flesh and Stone, Time of Angels is his first recorded
Yeah,
thing. Oh.
first recorded
Bit of
episode.
trivia.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
always knew that from the haircut because obviously his hair is much longer
In that,
in that, and he's a lot newer and fresher in Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone. He doesn't have the stuff that he's had 3 or 4 episodes ago. Like he doesn't have that great because by the time he gets to 11th Hour, and I think that's why 11th Hour is so good, is because he knows his Doctor and he's
Yeah.
like, this is where I'm going and this is how I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
I've been watching Matt Smith again in The Crown because
yes.
Lars never seen it,
Oh, right. Okay.
and after the death of the Queen, naturally, you know, if
I'm
anyone
on season 2 myself. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes.
were you
into
off on
season
Monday
2.
for the funeral?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We was off, and after that because she'd never seen it and always wanted to, and we started it yesterday, and she was like, "Oh," because I was at work, and she was like, "I want to watch it, but like, I'll wait for you." I was like, "I don't really mind because season 1 and 2 I'm so familiar with because when that came out like 6 years
Yeah.
ago, like I binged
Yeah, it's
that,
old. Yeah.
both that, and I was like, if anything, I kind of really want to rewatch 3 and 4." Because that the second era of that I'm not as familiar with because I remember watching most of 3 like I remember like I watched it all but I remember most of it.
Yeah.
4 I'm not as familiar
Okay.
with because I think like 1 and 2 were just great.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously having another Matt Smith loving. When I eventually get a copy of Morbius, I'll watch that again. I kind of don't want to put myself through it.
No, I do. I just don't want to pay full price for it. I don't want to watch movies.
Yeah, but God, Matt Smith's great. Maybe we'll do a video of basically sort of one time or two, basically very sort of regulated contributors to Doctor Who, like maybe
Yeah,
one
right,
or
okay.
a couple of time contributors, like in terms
Yeah.
of writers or directors, and we'll see.
Right. A special shout out. All
Especially,
these years later.
yeah, we'll do.
All
yeah.
these years later.
We'll maybe contact some of them. Get Robert Sheeran on the phone.
Get him back to do the
Get
first
him-
special for 2023. I don't know.
But all this was just because
Yeah, what happened?
we talked about what did we talk about?
Power of the Leak
Doctor.
specials.
Power of the specials. It's only been half an hour. We've chatted absolute fucking bollocks.
Every week.
That's what we do, though, and that's why
For
we
a
love it.
living. Well, that's
We
fine.
got some Marvel stuff. We haven't really seen. You've seen one thing, but
Yeah.
we're kind of we
Yeah.
haven't seen. I've not seen Andor, and you've not seen Andor because
No.
we both criminally
We've both got
forgot.
lives. No.
But also
yeah, I did
Disney
forget.
Plus stuff never normally drops on a Wednesday anymore, so we
No,
kind of
it-
forgot.
Day of the week seems to change. Was it? It was out last Wednesday. Was
Well,
it?
it was no, it's out today.
Oh,
It will drop today because I saw it trending on Twitter
Oh,
and everyone talking about it.
today. Fuck.
So next week we will talk about Andor, and also is it episode 6 of She-Hulk tomorrow?
Yes.
So we will talk about Daredevil's return
Yes, it'd
next
be
week.
from a man from Hell's Kitchen.
Can
next
we
week,
just
yeah.
briefly appreciate the costume episode? But who was the guy that did the costumes in the Netflix one? Because I hope we get him back because he was great.
Oh, well, the actual costume design.
Yeah, the basically like the Tinkerer, but for a blind man.
the blind tinkerer. Yes, that sounds.
So
like a
anyone
great-
that hasn't seen She-Hulk, still fabulous, still loving it. She basically
Yeah.
we got her version of Edna Modes from Incredibles, someone who needed to make a costume that fit her both as She-Hulk and as Jen Waters.
Yeah.
And then at the end we get a very with no post-credit scene, but we get a very
No.
special tag
Yeah, every
of,
episode was promise.
of a hat box with a
Yeah.
label to pick up on it,
Yeah.
to pick up M. Murdoch. But before the lid gets put on, we see the yellow
Yellow
helmet
helmet.
of Daredevil.
No, so that's going to be Punisher next week. It's Mislead. It's Punisher.
You say that about the Punisher, but
Oh no,
have
he's
you
gonna
heard?
go to court.
I'm the big bad Punisher. If we just got that scene again, I'd be like, even if they didn't refilm it, they just took that scene out of the Netflix one and just put it in this. I'd be like, yeah, I believe it.
Yes.
Just Photoshop Jen Waters into it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to Daredevil because Daredevil, I think, is one of the strongest, not just Marvel shows, but one of the strongest shows of the streaming generation. It really was
absolutely.
it really was at the forefront of going into the bingeability and the whole streaming front. Of
Arguably
television.
one of the ones that really not kicked it off, but really sort of
I think
got
without
in everyone's common interest. I was like,
it was kind of the one that went, oh, and
the
this
transition.
is what it can be.
Yeah, the transition.
It'll be interesting to see how it works when we get to Daredevil week to week.
Yeah,
But it'll be nice to see.
for 18 weeks.
It'll be nice to actually see a bit more of Matt Murdock.
Yeah,
Because I know we've been without him. I know we had the stuff at D23 with Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. Both looking forward to starting again, basically.
Yeah.
I still think they won't ever do a disservice
like
to the
delete,
continuity of
yeah.
Daredevil. It will be a thing of, if you want more of it, this
You
is
can
where
go
it
and watch
exists.
Yeah.
But you don't have to watch that to be down with
Tuned
the story.
into Born
Yeah.
Again. Yeah, exactly.
And that's what excites me. I love Charlie Cox. I think he has been
The man's
vastly
phenomenal.
underused and should have been in an Avengers movie long ago.
Long
But
ago.
Kristen Ritter was rumoured to be in Daredevil Born Again, or he was at least, the seeds were planted that he was meant to be looking for her in She-Hulk, possibly.
Well, in the dark dimension or the mirror dimension.
No, like she's on the run or something. You know how these rumours go. But apparently she won't be in Daredevil Born Again.
Okay.
Oh no, he was on the look for an Echo, maybe something like that. It was one of those. But apparently her role or potential involvement has been replaced by John Bernthal's return, possibly as the Punisher.
Wow.
Neither of which I am against.
No, neither are I'm fine with.
Both
I just think the Punisher in a courtroom, guns blazing. If something happens in the last,
I don't want them ever to sort of redo stuff just for the Disney Plus era.
Just
but
for the sake of it.
But I do want those moments again, kind of thing. You know, like if we can get those things, it's going to be fun. Like next week, we'll see how this tone, because he's only ever going to be really this tone for this show.
Absolutely,
It's going to obviously Born
yeah.
Again will be, if not Netflix dark, it'll be a bit
darker,
more on the adult side.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great, man. It's
It-
great. It's
it's-
made me
it-
want to rewatch. The excitement level has made me want to rewatch MCU Netflix.
The Netflix verse.
And I might because
the
I've never
Defenders verse. I saw unofficially it's called somewhere like the Defenders verse. They're calling
the
it.
Matt Murdock verse.
The Matt
Do you know there's a Miyagi verse?
Miyagi.
There's a Miyagi verse. So because
wow.
this month
Hmm.
we got confirmation of a development of a new Karate Kid movie, continuing on from the original series, not from the Jaden Smith one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, thank God.
It will not contradict, but it will not be a continuation of Cobra Kai.
It will not. Oh, interesting.
So
Because
it'll be
that just dropped recently as well. Season
Season
5.
5, yes.
Yeah.
Which I need to catch up. I think I'm still on like season 3. Like that's a great show because I remember when that came on YouTube, Red originally before it was premium, and
Right. Oh, blimey.
and it was like, is this? You can tell the jumping quality of money when it gets to Netflix at season 3. It's like, oh, there's more money behind this, and it's obviously they saw the stuff and the storytelling there, and it is quite good.
Right.
Like, I do really enjoy Cobra Kai.
So I've only ever seen the original Karate Kid. I haven't seen. Oh, no,
watch-
and I saw Jaden Smith back in the
You
day.
can watch 1 and Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I mean, 2, 3, and the next Karate Kid. You can watch for completionist
Yeah.
sake, which you probably will because you're a
I'm a
dirty
I'm a
completionist.
stiff completionist.
Stiff complete. I'll have a stiff completion, please. Thanks for that.
Shaken, not stirred.
Oh Jesus. But yeah, we got an announcement for the producer of Cobra Kai. I think is developing it on their right. They're basically their team is writing it, but
Right, fair enough.
it won't be Cobra
Be Cobra
Kai,
Kai.
the movie kind of thing. It will be a Karate Kid in that verse because there was, I don't remember what interview it was, but they were asked about the characters from the 2010 Karate Kid.
Mm-hmm.
They said no characters from that will show up in Cobra Kai because as far as they're concerned,
It doesn't
they're
matter.
not in the self-proclaimed Miyagi verse.
Oh, interesting.
Because,
Okay.
so they basically, because I think it's in the earlier seasons, Jackie Chan gets mentioned.
Right.
Like,
Right.
so he's like, they basically went to allude to, like, we kind of ruled that out, and it's like, in our universe, Jackie Chan is an actor, so if there's a Karate Kid movie in our universe of the Karate Kid,
It'll be a
they've watched
yeah
the 2010
it seems
Karate
like-
Kid movie because that's a movie in the universe.
Right, that's
thing
a good way of
So
doing
that's
it. then.
weird that there's a Karate Kid movie in the Karate Kid universe. kind
Yeah,
of thing.
movieception. That's,
Yes.
Okay.
But
Well,
that's
I like that.
basically how they go over. Yeah, we're not going to have Jaden Smith or Jackie Chan turn up in
No, don't worry,
Cobra
guys.
Kai.
Don't worry. Oh, okay.
Because they said logistically it just wouldn't make
Makes
as much sense.
No. But
Oh.
it'd be a bit too disrespectful. They're like, nope, never happened. We don't want, like,
Here's
they don't
another
want to own up to
Miyagi.
mistakes and be like,
Yeah.
nope. Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently the due 2024. That's all we got at the moment
Okay.
for the for a new
Just
Karate
just
Kid movie.
Karate Kid.
Just untitled Karate Kid
Movie.
movie,
Hmm.
which is
Fair
something
enough.
to look forward to.
I've still
because-
got like 2 years to catch up, so that's fine.
Yeah,
That's good.
give it a
Okay.
year. Watch the 4 films.
Cry
Don't
about
watch
it.
the 5th 2010 one. Watch
No.
Cobra Kai.
No, I think I did watch the 2010 one back in 2010, believe it or not, but yeah,
Nah,
it didn't
Nah.
happen. I can't remember it.
it's in that year when they were like, let's make Willow and Jaden
Yeah, like the next
next
big
generation
thing.
and like the next Smiths that are gonna rule the galaxy. Didn't really work out, mainly due to After Earth, but
Right, yeah, that's another one I haven't seen.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't want to.
Never, because I remember seeing the trailer for that and thinking this does not look like a good movie.
Never.
It wasn't. It
Never
wasn't.
have.
Not Will Smith's fault, but you know, snooze you lose. Back to Daredevil anyway, because apparently, and this may make you happy, dear child.
Oh, please.
Do you want?
Who
me-
is confirmed? Is Matt Berry confirmed as Laszlo in it? Is Matt Berry going to be a...
How did you know? Apparently, a deal may have been reached for Eldon Henson to return as Foggy Nelson in Daredevil all
By
again.
Gideon?
As long as him and Deborah Ann Wall are in it.
Exactly, you got to have both, the yin and yang. The
And if you're
Salt
not,
and
and if
vinegar.
you're gonna kind of reboot it, but still allude to Nelson, Murdoch, and Page, have that
right.
be where we're at,
Exactly.
because those three
Oh.
on screen,
They were the
Magical.
dynamic trio, yeah.
they were fabulous. And her Deborah Ann Wall's crying face,
yeah.
amazing,
Memeable. Absolutely memeable.
memeable, unbelievable. I can't believe it's not butter.
But not stiff butter.
Stiff butter. John Barth will return to delete that one. I saved the images on my phone and then carry on and done that one. Then delete them as we go, saving space. I fucking literally just had one up and I lost it. Reportedly, there is a second season of Miss Marvel in development.
Right, yeah, I did see that one.
Like with Green Knight, like with Moon Knight, it's
The
not
Green Knight.
been officially.
Dev Patel confirmed.
It's not been officially greenlit and like this
No.
is definitely happening. It's kind of a thing of, we're
Wait and
laying the
see.
groundwork. We'll see.
Well,
what
if
happens
anything,
after.
the Marvels will be, if anything's going to be alluded to in Miss Marvel season 2. I imagine
Yeah,
it would stem from
I would
that.
say it would stem like where she leaves off in that because that
Mm.
looks it looks like a lot of fun, that movie.
Every time you see them, they teleport. So God knows where she's going to end up in season 2. Maybe
Mm.
it'll be a more cosmic-y, mind-bending.
Do you know?
trippy
We
season.
know where someone's going to end up because Ant-Man 3 is apparently going to explain to us what exactly has happened to He Who Remains
Thank God.
Citadel at the end of time.
Good.
And
Well,
possibly
need to-
visited in this realm or a different one.
Oh.
Because we know that the Kang that we will see in that has murdered
Is the
Avengers.
Kang.
Murdered Avengers in different. Maybe not the
right.
Kang.
The Kang. Maybe Kang's son.
Maybe
Kang Jr..
Maybe Kang that teaches a different universe Kang how to build a better boat.
Nathaniel Richards. Kang that teaches the future Nathaniel Richards to appear in Fantastic Four down the line that will then set up the Kang dynasty and then we'll go into Secret Wars maybe. That Kang.
Possibly.
Perhaps.
I mean,
Because basically Quantumania is going to be like, I imagine, megally vital to the whole saga.
yes.
And to be fair, like, to think Black Panther is only like 6, 7, 2 months away, and then after that we've got the next big multiverse push straight in our face.
Yes.
Quantumania. So I don't know.
That's the
Something's
thing,
gotta
isn't it? It's
happen.
kind of.
It's kind of come out of nowhere, but I'm all here for it. Jonathan Majors, the real Jonathan Majors, acting like a
the real
villain.
Jonathan Majors, please stand up and tell us that apparently there is a returning cast member to What If Season 2 that was not previously in What If Season 1. A character.
Well, I see it. Yeah.
Apparently, Robert Downey Jr. will voice Tony Stark in What If Season 2.
Dun dun dun. Only for him to be a Skrull.
Only for him to carry on getting killed in every episode.
Yeah, probably.
But that,
Okay.
when it was announced like the cast was like a lot of the cast from the movies in terms of visual shorthand, hearing their voices will help, connect the
Yeah,
bridge of the
right.
mind
Yeah.
to the media.
Mm.
And not having Chris
Downey.
Evans or Robert Downey Jr.
It-
made sense because they're both kind of like, it wasn't a thing of like, here's my big goodbye and I'm back.
True.
Chris Evans, I think maybe a bit longer because we still might see Old Man Cap turn up. one or
Captain
two more
Thor?
times between. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a message, a phone call, or if we had a la Civil War, we had his funeral.
Right.
And then maybe like you come.
Well,
full-
you think that would open or end?
I
or
think it'd be
open
similar
Cap
to Civil.
4?
War. I think it'd be similar to Civil War. You'd get that sort of just like as a point, like in the second act,
Yeah.
where like
okay.
just when he's down enough as it is, and like up back against the wall, he feels like he's got no one left to turn to because now his
Yeah,
mentor and
he's
best friend is also gone.
And no longer
I-
on his left.
Marvel screenwriter, give me job. But it's still rumored that Steve Rogers, Captain America, as portrayed by
Chris Evans.
will cameo in Secret Wars, which we expect. We expect a Chris Evans cameo. I'm more on the side of Human Torch.
I think it'd be cool if they did that.
I still think Owen Grufford should have been Mr. Fantastic in Multiverse of Madness, and then because apparently they're going for against John Krasinski, or they're going a thing of like he might not necessarily be the shoo-in because that was done for hits for the fans. I still think
This is where
you
he'll
get
be
him.
Doctor Doom.
You get him. Maybe you get Jodie Comer if you're not going to get Bryce Dallas Howard to direct and star, and then you get Bryce Dallas Howard to direct.
Right. Still get her on board making
Yeah.
it. Mm.
And then we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
Time will tell with that.
Kiki Palmer is obviously been long linked and fan casted as Rogue,
Okay.
and has responded with
Hell yeah. I'm down for that.
basically hell yeah, call my agent kind of thing levels, like Vincent D'Onofrio levels of I'm up
Yeah.
for it, get me involved kind of thing.
Oh, okay, but she could be a potential face. If
Yes.
not Rogan in somebody.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean I'm possibly
With the highlight of
a
note,
Jubilee
so
that actually
brilliant.
speaks.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe a Jean Grey. But
I
obviously,
think
like,
Jubilee's a good shout.
Um,
I'm basing off
Mystique?
of a fun and vibrant performance in Nope. I think she can give that to
do you
Jubilee.
reckon Mystique?
I wouldn't hate it. No, I wouldn't hate it.
No.
But yeah, no, Jubilee's like my girl. I think she'd be a great Jubilee if they were going to do that. That
Um,
character.
we got confirmation that the next Star Wars movie to be released will be December 19th, 2025.
Yeah.
Still not known because we've got a Taika Waititi film or
Movie.
trilogy.
It's a movie.
A movie. We've got a Ryan Johnson trilogy still in development.
Yeah.
We've got a Kevin Feige produced one.
Yeah, which we don't really know what that
Don't
one
really
is.
know what that is.
And then Amy Pascal.
Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins, that's the
Because
one.
Rogue Squadron
It's
has
been removed, hasn't it?
because it was next up and it's officially just removed from the slate.
Mm.
A lot of people have said this is down to Top Gun.
Ooh.
Because essentially that would have been Top Gun in space, and how you can't then follow
Top Gun
Top
Maverick
Gun
up with Top Gun
so
in
closely.
space.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
because as
Because
as Mr. Sunday Movie said, what are you going to do? Put some engines in some fucking X-wings and actually fly them up,
yeah,
film
great,
them.
great.
You're going to get Tom Cruise in it because they're back from their sabbatical because they had all pissed
Yeah.
off and they're back making quality content and caught up on D23. I think
Everything.
it was yesterday.
No, I think I saw the beginning of their D23 and they went, "Oh, we were away for 3 days later," and I can't remember what it was. They opened the video and they went, "Oh, well, we somehow got this prediction," but I can't remember what on earth it was for the life of me. But they opened the video and they went, "Oh, well, when we were last
Just a
on
couple
camera,
of
we
great
said this."
boys.
We said this, and then 3 days later, after we turned off, we got it bloody well right, Mason. And it was like, okay.
Can't
remember what it was,
Yeah,
though.
I'll have to because I was listening to it at work today.
Listening with your ears or your eyes.
Oh, listen ears, eyes.
Listen to your eyes.
Listen here, eyes, man. That's blurry as fuck. We're gonna have to take that again. Sorry, guys, we're taking the thumbnail.
Take 2, 2, 1.
Much better. I don't know whether it's just. Maybe it's just my eyes. Maybe he was the Doctor all along. Patrick Stewart, we know, is rumored for either Dynasty Wars or Secret Wars.
Dynasty Wars.
Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars, as with a lot of previous portrayals of Marvel characters within other universes,
Mainly Professor
i.e.
Picard.
i.e. everything before 2008.
Yeah.
But apparently he's rumoured to be in talks for a small cameo in Deadpool 3, possibly.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it doesn't
Because
surprise me.
a script, I think, is being still developed by no longer the Bob's Burgers people, but by Rhett Reese or whatever. Whoever wrote Deadpool 2, they're back in.
They're back in.
It's not the Bob's Burgers writers, which is a shame because it would have been nice to see how those girls sort of treated
Yeah,
this stage of humour.
That stage.
Because I think that
their voice.
because they kind of Bob's Burgers is kind of a fit
Mm-hmm.
to that style, I think.
Right.
Hey up, it looks great, and I still look forward to it. And if we get a nice, almost like a payoff for the McAvoy or Stewart thing, that would
Oh,
be.
yeah.
These timelines are so confusing. We shall see. Don't need that one. Lee Jun Jae was cast in The Acolyte,
Yes.
star of Squid Game.
Squid Game. Yeah, yeah. Saw that.
Because
Yes.
we know he was in. He was being sought after by either like Marvel or Star Wars, and it seems that he will be the lead in The Acolyte, which I think is a great thing because it's going to be like evil, and it seems
Sith
like
Lord.
the sweetest man
Yeah.
because he was so like just innocent in Sweet. I know the character was, but like in Squid Game, he was such an innocent like.
Innocent
Purely
shaft.
souled person,
Whereas this is going to be the complete opposite.
just
He's-
evil.
Yeah. No colour.
You
to
don't know what an acolyte is, do
Do
you,
you?
Petty?
Sith acolyte on Korriban. Hopefully?
Yes. I mean, we shall see. Right now. Good news, Connor. I know you love Christmas.
Do I? When did I ever
Yeah.
say that? When did I ever say that on camera?
I know
you
that-
in the audience. Say
I
it,
know
get the
that
episode
I
up
know
right
that
now.
you have been complaining about Disney Plus's version of Muppet Christmas Carol for a very long time.
I even remember. What other timeline did you pull me from? I don't ever remember complaining about Muppets. in
But
my life.
worry
I
no
don't care
longer.
about them.
Worry no longer, young man, because a restored version of
should I?
Muppet Christmas Carol will be releasing on Disney Plus in December, reinstating the song "When Love Is Gone" from the end of the film. What Michael Caine sings. Because basically that was the only omission from it, and it's reinstated and it's releasing this December. So our Christmas special will be the Muppet Christmas Carol. I don't remember what our Christmas special was last time. Was it Home Alone? Yeah, it was Home Alone. I think we did Home Alone 1.
Yeah,
We'll
I think
spin the
it-
wheel at some point. It's an idea I've definitely not nicked from another podcast. But Eman Esfanti is officially Ezra Bridger in Ahsoka.
Yes.
Looks like him. Who do people want?
The Aladdin guy, Mina Masood.
Mina
wasn't-
Masood, yeah.
Mina
I
Masood.
thought, because it would have been nice because obviously he's been struggling to catch a break since that film came out. It would have been nice for him to catch a break. But it seems not, Mina Masood. So hopefully keep working. Hopefully something big comes up for you very, very soon. We shall die in battle so very soon. Disney is reportedly considering cancelling Wakanda Forever's release in France.
Oh, why France?
This is due to the French law requiring theatrical films to wait 17 months before releasing on a subscription-based streaming platform. And
Interesting
obviously,
fact.
the 45-day turnaround that a lot of the US and United Kingdom at this point
Yeah.
have more the US because of obviously VOD in terms of HBO Max, Paramount Plus now, and stuff like that. It's have it in there, have it on the streaming service. But it seems that possibly because they wouldn't be able to release Disney Plus in France version of Wakanda Forever until over a year later.
Blimey, that's interesting.
That I like. I feel that there's a happy medium ground between 45 days and 17 months. I feel like there's
There's a bit of
almost like when it would come out on Blu-ray. I feel like that
Right.
window. That's
Yes,
where we
that
should
window.
be.
Yes, definitely. Not a year and a half later, and then you've got to wait another 6 months for it to come out on physical media for you in France. That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Definitely. But alas, a lot of this stuff, we've got some old stuff that we haven't really caught up on in a while because we've had a couple of quickie episodes. Ooh, stiff opinions about Tom Holland being back for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Kind of expected.
Yeah.
His
Spider-Man does whatever he
his
can.
last team up one because it was No Way Home and a team up crossover one in the actual MCU was in his latest contract was still rumoured to heavily be Fantastic Four.
I hope it's Fantastic Four.
Just for the
The Bagman.
just for the synergy of that's where he first appeared.
They get right. So it's right. Okay, it's
Pen Bagley.
It's in the 60s. It's
Oh.
in this. It's no. It's the period piece. It's in the 60s.
I
You
do
get
want it to be in the
Spider-Man in
60s.
costume. Nobody. Obviously, Spider-Man. Tom Holland wasn't born around in the 60s, so obviously he wasn't going to be.
Was he not?
No, believe it or not. In the MCU, Peter Parker. Unless it's a different Peter Parker where you get like an unnamed actor in the suit.
Peter.
Maybe Tom can voice him, and that's how you get his appearance. But they never take off the mask,
Mm.
and it's an older person in Spider-Man costume. But because it's the 60s, no one will bat an eyelid. We, the audience, will bat an eyelid because it's set way before Tom Holland. But then you can still create like the legend of the Spider-Man from the 60s, perhaps.
Mm.
Some
Oh, no,
hot take like that.
I like that idea. It would be nice to see him, like, amongst the Fantastic Four,
Yeah,
because
no,
that's
definitely.
kind of where he belongs in many comic book fans' minds.
At this minute, he can't go around without putting a bag on his head. Well, he can, because no one remembers Peter
Not
Parker.
Tom Holland. Don't put a
But
bag on
Sp-
Tom
but
Holland's head whenever you see
Spider-Man.
him.
Oh, as soon as you see Spider-Man, oh no, yes, oh. I'm going to kill you. So yeah, put your bag on his head.
Put a bag on his head and then don't.
Bagman.
Bagman. We'll do this Disney Plus one. Apparently, High School Musical, the series, season 4, will follow the main characters as they find out the cast of the original High School Musical films are filming High School Musical 4, and at their school, and they get to be extras in said film. Ultimate Inception. I continue to not watch this show or give a fuck about it.
Jesus Christ,
Jesus Christ!
That's more confusing than Star Trek.
Now, we got a confirmation of the HBO Max series prequel, Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry.
The prequel to the It film franchise will show the goings on in Derry. Obviously, when Pennywise,
Derry Arkham Asylum.
when Derry is first infiltrated by the being from outer space of Pennywise, possibly.
Stephen King.
Yes, Stephen King lives there.
He is
writes
the being
book.
from outer space.
Well, he does look like a fucking alien. This is something that might appear on your list, and it's a Christmas film.
Right.
You love Christmas. We've established that earlier on in this episode.
Yes.
How would you feel about David Harbour playing a murderous Santa?
I've seen that image. What is it? Is it
Violent Night?
Oh, he like the Red Guardian on a violent night. No, yeah. I mean, is it Disney Plus movie? Is it just
Netflix.
cinema? Netflix. I mean, we'll give it a watch.
Oh no,
Right.
only in theaters December 2nd. I just thought it was a Netflix movie. I thought it was just
Yeah.
going to be like the Christmas Chronicles.
Looking at that poster, it did look very
It
streamy.
did look Netflixy, yeah.
In your home.
Looks
type
like a
movie.
streaming tile.
Yeah, no, he did.
Just like Constantine's sequel is in development at Warner Brothers. I don't know how that's a segue, but apparently Keanu Reeves and director Francis Lawrence will return, according to Deadline. At this moment, just give Joe...
Keery?
No, what am I saying?
Martin?
Just give Jenna Coleman
Jenna Coleman.
a Joanna Constantine series off the back of her fabulous performance in The Sandman.
Right, okay. Yeah.
That's my 2 pence. People are saying, she's proved it's Clara. Oh, fuck off. Stop bringing Clara into every Jenna Coleman performance. If you don't gel with her, that's fine. I don't gel with her.
That's a you problem.
Doesn't mean I don't fucking like her as an actress. I think she's top notch. One of the best King Lear this cat's ever seen. Then she runs on stage, clutching her guts in a diarrhea commercial, and just like that, it's good night, sweetheart. That was a Toast of London joke for anyone wondering. And we move on to
Father! That sounded like a dying sheep.
man.
A stiff dying sheep.
Some say we are the dying sheep. He was a dying sheep all along. So my concern with House of the Dragon continues to
House of the Father.
kind of rise a bit,
Right.
but also stay at a steady pace because I've heard great things. I will be getting it
Yesterday's episode was great.
once episode 10 is out and the season is done.
Five more weeks ago.
I will get Now TV, and because we just couldn't commit to every Monday with being able to watch it, so it's like, yeah, we'll get it at the end and then just stream it. Because fuck waiting for the DVD, because if it's anything like Game of Thrones, we won't get it till next year.
Or if it's France, we have 17 months.
Exactly. But along with the recasting of characters halfway through the season, which irks me somewhat.
Definitely from next week.
That was the last episode with Rigara and Alison Hightower.
Young versions.
Yes,
yeah.
young version, because they'll be portrayed by
Yes.
their older actors.
And without getting into it, yes, totally right, cool, I think. There is enough
I think I'll have to
time
watch it.
jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only because of this particular one, I get why you would change it.
Would you have
Change
not
the
done? Would you have
setting.
not done them for season 1 and then season 2 aged them up?
Oh no, yeah, I still would have liked to have seen. Oh, immediately after the last episode, what the fuck happens from shocking scene here? But I do think
Room for flashbacks though.
exactly. So maybe
Yes.
that's why they've done the jump. Maybe.
But also co-showrunner Miguel Sapochnik, and if I said your last name wrong, I'm sorry, but I can't fucking read it, is exiting the show after season 1,
Yes.
which does still worry me because there's a lot of negative stuff around a show that's doing quite well.
Right.
And I want House of the I want there to be a Game of Thrones universe that exists and everyone's happy and everyone gets something out of. You get the adventures of Duncan and Egg and all that shit they wanted to peddle down our throats. Eventually, you get Snow for some fucking reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
Snow for some fucking reason. Cool. If you called the show that, I would respect it enough to watch it more.
A documentary on the making of the show. It's Snow for some fucking reason.
No, just Snow. Why the fuck are we? Why
This
the
is
fuck
why-
am I doing this?
this is
I'm an
why-
acclaimed actor, Kid Harington.
This is why I
This is
know
my real
nothing.
voice because
This-
I'm actually posh, not like that Jon Snow chap you have in every other week. You know, the dandy bastard from New York City.
Snow. This is why I know nothing.
You Snow. Nah, fuck off.
You know nothing.
Yeah.
Harrington.
Yeah. Things. I will watch it. I will probably enjoy it. We
Oh,
shall.
you should. I think it is a good show at the minute.
We-
I think Weakest is probably episode 3, 2,
Really?
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
But
That's
then,
not
yeah,
bad.
1, 4, 5 are really good.
Yes.
3's ending was magnificent.
How
Yesterday's
do
ending
you
was
rate
magnificent.
how do you rate the show in terms of on its own and not a Game of Thrones?
Oh, I am because I haven't really watched Game of Thrones properly in at least 3 years since it ended.
So you've not revisited it at all.
No, not really. No,
Do you plan? Is it made you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. After House of Dragon finishes, yeah,
Wow,
yeah. I
you're a
think
new
it's-
man.
New,
Terrible
have
woman.
I?
Yes, you've been renewed. The Yetis, Jamie.
The show got renewed before season 1 aired, or it was after the.
It was like
first,
episode.
second.
It was before episode 2 came out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yep, we're gonna do it
Confident.
as long as there's a story to tell and it doesn't overstay its welcome or understay it. I'm here for it."
Yeah, that's where I think 8 seasons. They can't do 8 seasons.
I think they could if there was
3
a
or
story
4.
there.
3 or 4.
With the time,
In my head.
with the time they have before Game of Thrones begins in chronological time, they have all the time in the world.
But then going by episodes and jumps, they're not
there's
going
no-
to they're not jumping to the finish line.
Yeah, but
It's
there's,
not like
yeah, but
10
there's
years
no
in
way
each
to say that
episode.
they're going to do jumps in the middle of every season, kind of thing.
Oh no. No, I feel like if season
That's
2
the only rushness of it, because I
No,
liked
no.
how it built year on year, and it was like a bit more of the story, a
an
bit more of the
ongoing story, yeah,
And
exactly.
it felt like 10 years had passed by the time we finished watching it,
Exactly. Yeah.
which is the magic of it. Just like if the next film by John Krasinski began filming at the beginning of this month. Filming with Janusz Kaminski. I don't know if he's hired her just because they have similar sounding surnames. Who has worked with
Conspiracy.
Steven Spielberg since Schindler's List as his cinematographer. The
Oh,
cast
wow.
includes Ryan Reynolds, Steve Carell, Alan S. Kim, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and Fiona Shaw.
Yeah, I'll
That
see
sounds
that.
good.
I'll see that. Yeah.
No specific release date as of yet.
If it gets one,
Oh, the if.
what if Deadpool 3 comes out before?
Maybe
If
The
John
Lord of the
Krasinski-
Rings and the Hobbit will be made into a serialized format of shit. Because the Embracer Group acquired the rights to The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit.
What?
This was last month, but we've caught up because we've said a lot of shit since then. Basically, it includes
What happens?
it includes movies, video
They've got the
games, and other
rights.
such media. Yes,
Who's got the rights?
Embracer Group.
Embracer Group.
Embracer Group.
Who the fuck are they?
I think they're a thing of they're one. It's either Activision or THQ. It's one of
the
those
games. I thought you meant like the whole.
No, it's a whole.
everything.
It's a media thing. The
Everything.
game side of it. It's something like that. It's.
Oh.
I heard it on a fucking
The entertainment
Weekly
propaganda
episode, but
Oh, okay.
it includes opportunities to create movies and other such media around iconic characters such as Gandalf, Aragorn, and Gollum are being explored.
Well, we know the Gollum game is coming out at some point.
Gollum.
Precious, we know a game that came out that might be getting a movie adaptation. In the terms of Days Gone, is it works at Sony with Sam Hugan in talks to star as as what's his name?
Who the fuck Sam
It's Discount John Marsden. Colin, no it isn't. Yes it is. No it isn't.
The Red Dead Redemption character that basically looks the same as the Days Gone character.
Yes,
That's beautiful.
Baggins is.
And basically, someone tweeted, "You've literally got the perfect lead actor in Sam Witwer, and you're not going to use him because he voices him in the game because he's obviously
What, who
famous."
Gollum in the game?
No, he voices the lead of Days Gone, the game Days Gone, the motorcycle
Oh
zombie
shit!
one
Oh right. Oh, Sam Witwer actually does the voice
of the
and the motion. Is he
motorcyclist.
motion capture?
I don't know if he's the motion capture. It might be,
Oh.
but obviously, Kenobi, Days Gone, zombie. I don't know how you do it.
Gollum.
Sam Witwer as Gollum.
Precious.
Precious.
Kenobi.
Done that. Done that a couple of weeks. Oh no, that's the thing. Done that a couple of weeks ago. R.I.P.D. 2's getting a fucking.
Oh,
we're getting
good.
a sequel to R.I.P.D.
No.
I'm
going off the internet.
It's a film that
No.
I have a bit of a soft spot for. It's not good,
No.
but it's great shit movie watching. It's like it's
I'd
what.
put it in the category
you know what
waste
it
of
is?
time.
Do you know what it is?
Waste of time.
It's what I wanted Morbius to be. Something that I turn my brain off and go.
I'm
this,
glad Morbius isn't ripped. R.I.P.D. That movie is ripped. Ripped from my soul. Ripped from my time. Morbius is way better watching than ripped.
No, I like
I
R.I.P.
hated
It's
Ripped.
stupid, but I love it. I
No,
love it.
no.
I love it.
Horns of
Um,
Nymon bad. That's how fucking bad it is.
Horns of Nymon is
Good
a glory.
sir.
It's a glory to the Santarin Empire.
Oh no.
But yeah, we're basically all caught up for the first time in. Star of Friday Night Dinner, Harry Landis passed away this week, just gone.
Oh.
Are you familiar with Friday Night Dinner? I know you dabble
I
in a
did
sitcom
dabble.
now and
I
again.
did dabble, but
Um,
I hadn't really. First season at least.
Mr. Morris, we've been
Yeah.
we were rewatching it. I think we've still got like a season to go, but we're on the Crown, so we'll probably find time for finish off Friday Night Dinner at some point. But he played Mr. Morris, and it was weird because we'd watched his first episode in it, and we're like, "Oh, he's still alive," and it was like, "Well, this isn't as bad as killing the Chuckle Brothers," but
Now, yeah, exactly.
Sadly passed away at the
that
age of 90.
conversation.
it's at the point where a lot of those stars are sadly no longer with us because him, Paul Ritter, who played Martin, the dad, obviously, was last year
Yeah.
or earlier this year because
It
it
feels
was.
recent. It does.
Because
though,
it was
yeah.
no, it was last year because it coincided with the 10th anniversary of Friday Night Dinner going out, which is scary to think about. It's great that the show kind of ended in a way that felt like the last ever episode before all this happened. So it's, the fact that we're not going to get any more of it, it feels like it reached a complete end.
Yeah, completely.
Anyway.
Properly.
Even though it's a show that it's not going to have a fucking arc to it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But
There's gonna be no bad wolf for dinner.
we got that. We had the two grandmas pass away like just before the dad. Like you had Grandma Nellie. She passed before the 6th series aired, and then by the time not long after her episode in series 6 had aired, Horrible Grandma had also passed away, and then after that series, then Paul Ritter and now Harry Landis as Mr. Morris. So it's obviously a real shame, but it's such a lovely, well crafted, well made show, and like made by people that love and have experienced those kind of things in their life. Like I think Robert Popper, it's basically written off of a lot of his own family and his experiences going home for Friday Night Dinner. So that was a nice little tribute because after the Queen died, we sadly lost a king in Harry Landis.
Harry Landis. Yeah.
Fucking punk rockers. But if you do, check out Friday Night Dinner if you're not familiar with his work, and maybe seek out some of his other stuff that will probably be a bit harder to get hold of, but will be even better than Rutherford's. There's not really much apart from what River Song story is your favourite?
And what has yet to be adapted?
What's
From Big
your
Finish.
favourite Daredevil costume?
Ooh.
Will it be the one we see on Thursday? Or we've already seen by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
As always, everyone, thank you very much for... I know it's a bit, it felt like we've kind of not had a topic the last couple of weeks, but I know like next week we'll do She-Hulk again, part 2,
Yes.
and then we'll do like in 3 weeks after that we'll do
the
final part.
finale.
and then kind of talk on it as a whole.
And then talk about
Be a bit of
the
Andor.
the announcement of Wongers. The wanted
Madison and
spin-off.
Wongers, yeah.
Yeah, Wongers.
Give it to me.
Phase 1.
What else? We got? Some more movies will come out. Some more stuff's on streaming. I continue to
I
watch
think
streaming
Avatar
movies because I
re-releases
have.
this weekend, I think.
Fuck that! It's a shit movie.
It's been taken off of Disney Plus.
Has it?
Yeah, it got taken off like a month ago.
I didn't notice.
No, well, neither did
So
I.
it's
I
been
saw
taken off so that they can.
People
do the
can go and
re-release,
see it.
and then it'll be put back on. Not 70 months later, but immediately.
6 months at best.
It would have been.
I'm
I'm
sure
glad
it's been-
they.
I'm
I'm
sure
glad
it's
they
been
did
taken
that
off.
instead of put it on premium access.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because I wouldn't have put it past them to do that. Of like, let's get the revenue back up and push it even further away from Endgame, which is still a fucking sorry sight.
Well, yeah, Endgame's a better movie than Avatar.
And we just wanted, because I don't think we'll see something dethrone Avatar
No,
for a long time, if not in our lifetime. We
a
probably not.
shame. No.
Maybe until Secret Wars. I think might be the only one that
Come on, Marvel!
could do that kind of
Damage.
2.7 bit damage.
Critical damage.
If you want to do critical damage like Avengers Secret Wars, don't forget to follow us.
Be a
at
secret
Post-
no more.
at Face to Sheep across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok occasionally. If you would like to send an electronic mail,
/ stiff opinion
would you like to send us your stiff opinions?
at nerdbible@gmail.com.
And as always, thank you very much for watching, listening, and absorbing us in any way that you choose to do so. Don't forget to tell a friend about this drivel of bollocks. and
Hashtag stiff opinions.
leave a like, comment, subscribe, a stiff opinion if you've not done so already. And until next time, Connor will leave his stiff opinion on the table.
I think John Pertwee is one of the weaker doctors. I'd rather watch Peter Davison than any John Pertwee story.
How?
Stiff opinion. Deal with it.